we're moving into the area now of what's fair and what's not fair. It's getting very interesting, and some things are getting really out of whack. Don't know what to think at this point.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is going to be my review for American Crime. This is season 2 and this is episode 6. Now, like I said, I don't know. I'm starting to get to a point where I don't even know what to think, because some of Taylor's actions are making me question what's being said. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm finding myself questioning Taylor, but okay, let's just go into it. When we start off, the Coach Dan was actually talking to the boys, and he was saying to them, basically that Eric was going to be coming back, and there would be no, we're not going to treat him any different because nothing is different. It's still the same old Eric. He's just, he's gay, and it is what it is, and, everything is what it is. We're going to continue being the team that we were, bam, and that's it. And a couple of the boys spoke out, and the one guy's like, he's going to be taking showers with us and stuff. Well, that's messed up, ridiculous. Has he been taking a shower with you? So just shut up, But that's people, If he hasn't been after you, what makes you think he's going to be after you now? Ridiculous. But that's people, and that's how they deal with the issue of gay. And it's just, again, what's fair and what's not fair. It's not fair, but that's just that's how it works. There's an official, Dawn, who was actually speaking with Leslie, who's the headmaster, Felicity Huffman, and he basically was telling her he's not on board with what she's talking about. He's not on deck with it. He doesn't want to make Eric into some, because they basically are painting a picture like Eric was a victim. Eric was a victim, Eric went through this and Eric went through that, and now he's going to be the face of diversity and all of this. He ain't with it at all. He's like, I ain't trying to get behind that at all. You need to end this and shove this shit under the carpet and leave it alone. And Leslie's like, because this is not going away. This is our chance to do this, and I think we're going to come out on top. She basically didn't listen to him, and she's moving forward with her plan. She told him to get her a writer. She wanted a writer to actually do an article on Eric, and they literally are painting Eric to be like he's this victim, telling him, this family did you in a way that nobody should be done, and this, that, and the other. Excuse me, did you forget he violated the other little boy? Did you forget it's his cum that was on the other little boy? Little boy's cum wasn't on his clothes. He wasn't the one that was all hied up and dropped off. But he's being painted up to be this victim. He's been victimized by this poor family. Really? Anyway. So, back at Eric's house, there's shit's in turmoil. His dad is kind of, his dad's still pulling for him. His dad actually does love him. The mother is, fact, kept saying, we need to see the mother. We haven't seen her. We haven't heard what she has to actually say. All we're hearing is the little brother, and the little brother got issues. The little brother is just a mess. He don't even want to ride in the same car with Eric. And all this. And I'm sitting there saying, what parents? See, I don't give a goddamn if you do have an issue about gay. That's your brother. You're not going to misuse your brother. It is what it is. You better fucking act like it ain't going on. But you're not going to misuse your brother in front of me, and I see it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I just couldn't understand it. But they're like literally letting this little son of a bitch get away with this kind of stuff. You know, and Eric's like, well, no, just take him to school and I'll just find my own way to school. No, I wouldn't have taken him to school and you find your way to school. What I would have done was gave him a good ass whooping up in that kitchen, and then everybody in here get in the car and we go to school. That's what I would have done as a parent. I'm not going to sit here and allow bad behavior in the house or out of the house. No way. No way. But that's what's going on. But then you can understand it, because then when we meet the mammy, this bitch is just as thrown off. She's just ridiculous. No wonder the boy tried to kill himself. The mammy crazy as fuck. She's sitting around talking about, we can't even take him to church anymore. And why the fuck not? Why not? Everybody in that motherfucker lying anyway. So why can't you take him to church? Oh, if he had died, well, she said, if he had died, we could have buried him as our son. Now we can't do that. Well, what is he? Because last I checked, he still got a dick. So what is he but your son? She's just screwed up, but then she got other issues. She got problems about how her life then turned out. That ain't got nothing to do with that boy being gay. It has to do with the fact that you fucked up. So she got issues. Then had another turn around, look at the dad and say, did you touch him? And the dad went right the fuck off on her. Did I touch him? What do you mean? Let her ass have it. She was all in her feelings because Taylor's mother is suing. She ain't going for the bullshit. She don't want no settlement. She don't want no shit being swept under no rug. She wants full exposure of Leland School and the bullshit that they've been doing and all of this. That's what she wants. She wants blood. And they know it. Leslie knows it, and she's like she's going to try to work with it. But yeah, Taylor's mother wants blood. She wants justice. You know, she don't care really about the money aspect of it. She wants them exposed. She wants them exposed for the fact of how they have just brushed things in the past away and how they're trying to brush her away. She wants to make them pay. Well, that was the thing. So Eric's mother saying, we don't have anything. We don't have money. This, that thing, and the other. You're just having a whole pity party. But at the end of the day, she's an old shady bitch and don't love her child the way she's supposed to love her child. She threw her child to the wayside and then got the other one, basically turning that one against the other one. That's so out of order. So out of order that I don't have any use for her. She need her ass kicked. Okay, same thing. Well, we got Taylor's mother, she's really running, she's beating the ground, you know. She talked to Evie's dad. Evie's dad is more, you know, he had to deal with his daughter and the fact that his daughter now, they've been pulled into the bullshit and been hurt by the fact that she done been the girlfriend to the little boy that's gay and he done lied. And now, so I understand him. He has to deal with that whole thing. My daughter's hurt behind all this bullshit that had to do with your son. But now you're trying to get us to come into court about him being raped. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to deal with my baby. You know, so is it right? Is it wrong? I understand it. I'm trying to deal with my baby. I got to deal with my baby first. And then maybe I can help you with your baby. But I got to deal with my baby first. So I understand him. Is it right? I don't know. But in this house, this one here, I got to deal with Trayvon and Dawntre first. And fuck what's going on out there. I'll make whatever decision I can make. And I help you however I can. But I got to get these two first. So I understood him. They got the writer. They bring the writer on out. Eric does the interview, fucks the interview up. Completely fucks the interview up because Eric was Eric. Eric was arrogant. Eric talked and he made one quote that really fucked up the whole interview. He sat right there and said, I'm not trying, you know, I'm not the face of everything gay. I don't want to be known as the gay basketball player. I just want to just be Eric. Okay, well, maybe it's too late for that. You 3-4 pumps too far in for it just to be that. That's why I'm here. You know, the guy's just doing it, and the guy, and she made for certain that she wanted a writer that was openly gay. Big mistake. This little guy was not for the shit, especially when Eric made the comment, "I'm gay, but I ain't no faggot." The writer was absolutely offended because Eric came off with some of that old dumbass Butch Queen bullshit. That old, you know, stupid. You ain't accepted who you are. So, no, you're not going to be the face of diversity, you dumbass. Because you got self-hate issues going on already. So, Leslie's plan ain't working. So, she going back and forth with the writer, trying to get him to omit some of what was said, and he was pissed, and he was like, "Yeah, well, whatever." So I don't know what his standpoint is going to be, but I can imagine he probably going to screw them because it was just out of order. You brought me here, and now you want me to snowball this bullshit that's actually going on. Foolishness, absolute foolishness. So at any rate, so we got that going on. That damn Eric, he ain't learning, and he does come across like a damn rapist. He comes across as a rapist. We actually end up seeing that damn Taylor. In the midst of all this is why I say I start questioning some of Taylor's moves and things. The little boy from the bathroom, the one that was trying to Facebook him and stuff last week, he done hooked up with him. So he going, they fucking now. You done just got raped and all that. And not to say that, you can't be, moving forward with your life, because you should be trying to move forward with your life. But you in a full-on getting dick again. You all in, okay? And then the boyfriend, you kind of distraught because the boyfriend don't see things the way you see them. He said, you ain't get raped. Shit just got a little out of hand. And that's kind of the way everybody else is viewing it. You know what I mean? He's like, so you gonna tell me you don't like it when I choke your ass up? You don't like it when I slam you? You don't like when I fuck you real hard? Because that paraphrasing, but that's basically what he's saying. And this is what we're starting to see about Taylor. Taylor's a power bottom, basically, is what it's coming across as. He likes it rough. He likes his dick hard, fast, and vigorous. And it don't look good for you, especially with the situation you in. And like the boy said, he's saying, you just went to a party and it got a little too rough for you. And, it is what it is. Your butt was bleeding. Oh, well. And he kind of was not feeling that. He ends up going to see, remember the two friends, the male and the female? He goes and he ends up having a conversation with that guy. And that was kind of an interesting situation because the guy was literally like pointing out Taylor's flaws and things about how Taylor didn't tell his mother that he was gay and this, that, thing, and the other. Then he starts talking about, he's like, my mother needs to let that go because it's really going to start to affect her from whatever her issues are, she had prior and all of that. And the guy's telling him, no, you don't need to worry about your mother. Your mother's strong. She's doing all these things because she loves you. He was really blowing this smoke. And I kept saying, boy, I'd heard some shit like this before. It was giving me very much of, oh, no matter what, we're your family. We still love you. But that don't always be so. I could attest that I'm a walking testament of that shit. And Taylor basically called that motherfucker on that shit and told him, he said, yeah, you remember when we used to go to the games and yeah, we used to have a good time. And he says, you know why we stopped going to those games? And he said, you wanted to stop going, this, that, and the other. And then he decided to tell him why. Because you was making all kind of nasty gay slurs and shit. And that's what I am, And he just called him back on it. You've had bad behavior as an adult. I pulled back. You wasn't even paying attention. But you done put everything back on something else. You pointing out my flaws and carrying on, but you haven't acknowledged. Because that's what he said. Why are you saying this to me? You have not acknowledged none of your adult flaws. And he just got a beer and went on like, fuck you, go on about your business. You ain't who I want to talk to about this situation because what you're doing right now is trying to tell me what you think I want to hear. I was like, okay, Taylor, I was so here for that. Now that I was here for. I said, okay, cool, got you. He rolled on out. Now, Kevin is 18 years old. So Kevin's being implemented. Kevin is the only person that's name can actually be put in the paper, can be drugged, and all of that. Kevin's the other person that planned the party in that. So naturally, when you sue every motherfucker involved, and you start at the top. If you got a good lawyer, I don't give a damn what the situation is. A good lawyer will start from the top and work all the way down. All the way down. They'll work all the way down to the bitch that empties the garbage cans in the building that the shit took place in. That's what a good lawyer would do. So that's how she's working. So she's actually going after Kevin. Okay? Kevin's parents, they feel some kind of way about it because there ain't nothing they can do because Kevin's 18 years old. Ain't nothing they can do to protect Kevin from that. It is what it is. He going to have to be proven innocent or it's going to be an issue. Flat out. So they pissed off. So we got this scene. This was one of the most riveting scenes thus far. Child, a woman's at work. Taylor's mother's at work. And next thing you know, you hear, your son is a whore. And here comes Miss Regina King rolling on through. Making a scene. At this woman's workplace. Where she's the manager. She rolled through talking about your son's a whore. He got drunk and he had sex with another boy. And you don't care nothing about it. And what you're doing to other people while your son's a whore. And you're trying to ruin my son's life. But it's all your son. Sleeping with other boys and being a whore. And she told her, you need to get out of here. She eventually ended up calling the police. The police came. They didn't do nothing. They just told her to fuck off the premises. Get on out of here. Take your ass on somewhere and go on. She was so absolutely out of order. So out of order that she wasn't that one black bitch that actually has some money that does have the little respect she have in the community. Her ass would have gone to jail. She would have. In real life. That ass would have went to jail. Because you ain't going up in no place like that. And it's the manager. And you slinging slander and carrying. She would have went to jail. Them little favors. You know, those little friends they have on the force. That helped her ass out right there. But that was a hot mess. Okay, so and I hate to even talk about this, but the Hispanics versus the blacks over at the damn public school. They still at it. I ain't going to spend a whole lot of time on that. That piece of the storyline, I just... it's kind of unnecessary to the story as far as I'm concerned. They kind of get on my nerves. But the Hispanics and the blacks are still going at it. They had a town hall meeting, and they basically are, accusing the principal of leaning toward the black side, and that's not even what he's doing. The man is not confrontational, so he probably shouldn't even be a principal, but he's just not confrontational, and he really would like to not be doing that. But he's been put in a position where he's the scapegoat. He's the scapegoat. And he's taking all the knocks and the pings from this, and it ain't even that at all. He's not being prejudiced. And honest to goodness, the goddamn Hispanics are the ones keeping up all the fucking problem. They were the ones that caused all the problem, and they're the ones that are making the most noise and claiming to be victims. But, excuse me, bruh. Y'all jumped on the black boy because y'all was mad because he was getting ready to fuck Evie. And Evie was so willing to open her legs. And that's what happened. That's what happened. The Hispanics started it, and now they crying. And carrying on. Whatever. But that old piece, I mean, it's cool, but yeah, it takes away from the good story. That ain't the good story. That's just some bullshit. That is what it is. Okay, the next thing we end up seeing, and this was deep. Kevin is out with the basketball team. And Kevin's over there, and, he's being all fucked up, and he's all arrogant because that's Kevin. And they being shady. The basketball team start being shady to Eric. They ain't passing the ball to him no more and all that kind of thing. And you can just see it. You can see it. And Eric can see that he's being treated different. Well, now remember, you got to remember, Kevin is the other team captain. There's Kevin and there's Eric. Kevin been being team captain by himself. So You know how these boys do. They think Kevin's somebody special. And then he's like the star player on there too. So they think he's special. So they go along with his bullshit. And they are willing to do his dirty work, okay? So pay attention to that. And let me tell you what happened. Okay, so they're sitting down at the little cafe or whatever. They're talking. It's Kevin and there's 4 of the other basketball team members. 1 black guy and 3 Caucasian dudes. And they're all talking. And Kevin's going into this whole thing. And he's wallowing in self-pity. And he says, you know, my mother told me about bitches. Bitches are ridiculous. And bitches, you know, bitches is always out to get you and this, that, thing, and the other. And he's going on about the situation. He's saying, you know, you can't let these bitches get you because these bitches is always out to get you. Sitting in the bad part is when the bitches do shit to you, you can't do nothing back to them because they bitches. But the thing is, he ain't no bitch. He's a dude, so he should be able to be handled. Now he's just talking out loud and venting. He gets on up. He like, fuck it. I'm just done with it. And he walks off. The other 4 sitting there looking at each other like boys do. They travel in packs like stupid dogs. Well, the next thing you know, we see Eric. And Eric is at a position where he's so feeling sorry for himself and not wanting to stand up for, you know, the fact that he is different. And he just wants acceptance that he agrees to set Taylor up. And that's exactly what he did. He contacted Taylor on the phone, and he tells Taylor to meet him at the rec center. And the last thing we actually see, and they're telling him, this is for the team, don't even worry about this. We see them 4 boys. Taylor done brought his little ass down and see that's another questionable part. Because he done raped you and all this. Then he calls you and tells you he wants to talk to you. And here you go. Here you go, hot box. You coming to see Eric. Because you still like Eric. You still like Eric. Mm-hmm. Still infatuated with him. But you coming to agree to talk to him because he was told, we need to talk, this, that, and the other. He wooed your ass right on down there. And here you come with your dick hungry little self. Little Taylor. And them 4 was waiting on that ass. And he got there, and when they cut out, we see them chasing his ass down. And you know they get ready to give him a good motherfucking mollywhopping. Okay? So that's where we actually broke out at. And again, is it fair? Life ain't fair. Life ain't fair. But like I said, there's other things there that, yeah, could have been avoided. You got set up. That wasn't fair. But you were able to be set up because you're a hot bitch. And you was going back down with wishes to get some more dick. And this time you wouldn't be high. I guess you thought you was going, yeah, enjoy it this time. When meanwhile, all this trouble is going on, his mother would die if she knew he was going to meet that boy. Would die. But you still hot in between your motherfucking legs. There you go. A mess. A mess. You hear me? Last thing. You know, Kevin's mother, she's all broke. We finally seen her break. You know, she finally hit she hit her wall. Bam. You know, she ain't nothing she could do for her baby. She just fucking distraught. She done fell into her husband's arms. Now her husband's problem, he's bothered now. Because he didn't see Terry done broke. Her name's Terry. She done broke. And now he got a problem. My son's being fucked with. My wife done broke down. I can't have this shit. Now it's going to be a problem. So now he on there. He want to call in a favor. He talking to a police officer that he has that's a friend. And he's trying to have something set up. I don't know what way they want to do it, but he said he wants Taylor's mother to learn that they are the wrong family to be fucking with. Right or wrong. But we see you motherfuckers is off the chain. You off the chain. You're so above the law with your $2. Y'all ain't no better than what's going on. Raunchy, if you ask me. Very raunchy. Try to get your son clear and go somewhere and sit down. You're going to make the problem worse. I cannot wait until next week to see how this all goes on. And the thing is, subliminally, Eric pretty much set up that whole thing that went on. But he didn't even I don't believe he maliciously knew what he was doing. But subliminally, that whole little attack. And I really believe it's going to all end up going right back and falling right in Kevin, not Eric, Kevin. Kevin is the one subliminally who he put that in their heads. And he knows they listen to him. He knows what kind of pull and drive he has over those other basketball players. So is he clueless as to what the possibilities were? I don't think so. I don't. He didn't come out and say y'all need to go whoop his ass, but subliminally he threw it on out there. So anyway, whether it was his intention or not his intention, I got a feeling it's going to fall in Mr. Kevin's lap. And his parents need to go somewhere and sit down before they find themselves in more trouble than they can handle. But whatever. So this is getting really, really good. We're starting to really get into the nooks and the crannies of this little situation. And again, I don't even know what to think at this point, because I've gotten to a point where I'm not really so much feeling sorry for Taylor, because some of this shit, Taylor, is self-inflicted. A lot of this is self-inflicted. You put yourself in bad spots with some of your wants and some of your needs and some of your smooth moves. So you're not totally innocent either, baby. But we'll keep on watching. And that's it. I didn't talk long enough. It's almost 26 minutes. I done babbled on. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You know, thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys know how that works. I will get with you all next week. Can't wait. All right, guys. Bye.